Hey, I'm John Coley with Lake Martin Voice Realty. I want to check and make sure I'm on. Yes, I'm on. I wanted to run over the March 2018 market reports for Lake Martin really quickly. In case you want to contact me, I'm John Coley with Lake Martin Voice Realty, and this is my hashtags at Lake Martin Voice. The first thing I wanted to go over was March and how the monthly sales did. This is for waterfront homes only at Lake Martin, Alabama for the month of March. In 2017, there were about 29 sales for March 2017. How did that relate to 2018? We had the same number, 29 sales for March of 2018. Just to kind of put it into perspective for you, the 5-year average, I'm trying to put my little hashtag right here, the 5-year average is about 27 sales. So if we just look back over 5 years at Lake Martin and saw how many on average, how many waterfront home sales there are in the month of March, about 27. So we're up about 5% from our 5-year average. But we tied last year. So how did this look? Our next slide for year to date. If we go back and look and see, okay, well, how's 2018 faring so far? We can go and look and see. I scratched that out, forget that. In 2017, at about this point, we had about 67 sales through March of 31st. How did we do for 2018? We got about 57. Ooh, my writing's terrible. About 57 sales. And so we're down about 14% for 2018. So does that worry me? No, not really. The first quarter is usually slow in our market for sales. It's pretty seasonal. Usually our most sales come from March to about October. So if we see these, if we keep on losing to the prior year as we come on in future months, maybe I'll be worried, but right now I'm okay with that. Really, that's only half the story. I think a bigger story is inventory. How many homes were for sale? In 2017, looking at the same time, we had about 259 homes for sale. I gotta switch to a smaller marker. 259 homes were for sale this same time in 2017. Right now, we have 252 homes for sale, or it's a decrease of about 2%. So we're down from the last year of inventory. Also, one important thing to know is about 330 sales is our 5-year average, homes for sale. So our inventory is what I'm trying to say, our inventory is down. It's down about 23%. That's the difference right here, 23% from our 5-year average. So everybody asks, well, how are sales doing? You also have to pay attention to inventory. And just to kind of throw it and give it in perspective to you too, the peak was in, I think it was 2009, and it was way up here. In 2009, we had 523 waterfront homes for sale, and now we only have 252 homes, waterfront homes for sale. So we are way down, like 52% from 2009, or the absolute peak. What's the trough? The trough is this year. We've never had a March on record that we have had a lower number of homes for sale on Lake Martin. And so it just goes to show you, that's why we're having kind of this classic seller's market. What's going on in lots? A lot of people ask that too. We have waterfront lot sales. What's going on? In 2016, let's see if I can read my own writing here. In 2016, we had about 43 lots year to date. These are year to date numbers. 43 lots sold. In 2017, it was about the same thing. 42 lots sold through the end of March. In 2018, we're down. We have had about 35 waterfront lots sold through the end of March in 2018. Well, you might not be able to see this, but what's the story with inventory? In inventory, we had, this is to me is the biggest story. Like, yeah, we're down a little bit here, but look at the numbers for inventory. In 2016, this time we had about 131 waterfront lots for sale. In 2017, it went down to about 100, so a decrease of about 31% from year to year going into 2017. And this year, we're still down. I don't even know if you can read my writing down here, but we're down to 88%. So in 2 years, we've gone from 131 down to 88. That might not sound like much, but if you consider it's 31% down here, another 12% down there. So inventory is down. Things are decreasing. So what does that mean? You know, to me, it goes back to Econ 101. Had a great professor in college named Gary Dale, and he taught us that, you know, there's the old supply and demand curve. So whether we're talking about waterfront homes, waterfront lots, guns, or butter, it's always the same with supply and demand. As if you're looking at a supply chart, sellers, you have a lot of sellers. If this is price and this is quantity of people that will sell, you have a lot of people. If you're a seller, if the price is high, you got a lot of people that will sell, so your quantity is high. And as the price gets lower, you have fewer and fewer and fewer people that want to sell. So this is why the supply curve looks like this. That's supply. It's opposite with demand, isn't it? Because at a really, really high price, you have very few quantity of people, quantity demanded. So, but as the price gets lower and lower and lower, see we're going down on price, as it gets lower and lower and lower, you have more and more and more people, quantity that want to buy. So this is your demand curve, right? And so right in here is the equilibrium. It's a I guess a hypothetical thing. It's where there's perfect supply and perfect demand. There's no shortages, yet all the sellers sell everything they want. And so that's equilibrium. So what we're seeing right now in Lake Martin is a shortage. There's a shortage of houses and there's a shortage of waterfront lots. So anytime you have a shortage, that means that your quantity demanded, so here we are on the quantity side, and your quantity supplied is less than quantity demanded. And so that's where we are. We're right now in a shortage at Lake Martin. So we know if a shortage exists, that your price is below the equilibrium price. So I know, we've had years and years and years of increasing prices, but my case is we're going to see higher prices still because wherever you see a shortage, your price is too low. Now, if people come in here and the supply curve shifts, right, and you have more supply coming into the market, and that equilibrium price gets lower on the demand curve, then you can eliminate that shortage. So you might see that. We don't know if we have an increase in supply. Or if all the great homes and great lots get bought up and supply shifts back, that's going to have another upward pressure on price. So if any of this makes any sense, or maybe if it doesn't, I don't know. But I'd love to help you out. Again, my name is John Coley with Lake Martin Voice Realty. I sell full-time on the lake. That's all I do. So I'd love to help you out, whether you're a buyer that may be looking for something this summer, or you might be a seller wondering, well, I wonder what my property is worth. I'd be glad to help you out. Again, just give me a call. Thanks.